Hello traders, and thank you for downloading the trading journal spreadsheet that I've made. I've put together this short video just to run through the basics of how the spreadsheet works. I'm sure it's mostly self-explanatory, but I'm sure some of you want to know how certain things are calculated and what the spreadsheet will show you. So I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes running through each of those points. So the first thing that you need to complete when starting to use this spreadsheet is the starting account balance. All you need to put in here is the amount you've got in your trading account that you're trading with when you start using the spreadsheet. Basically, it will use this as a starting point so it can calculate things like your risk and the account change percentage and so on. Then, basically all you start doing is just filling in these rows when you take a trade. So as you can see here, this trade on the 29th of September 2016, we fill in the time, the direction, the market, the entry price, the starting balance of the account at the start of that trade, the position size, the stop loss and take profit levels, and then the actual price that you exit the trade at. The spreadsheet will then work out the percentage of the account that you risked on the trade, the closed profit and loss, and the account change percentage once the trade is closed. And that's it. You just work through this sheet row by row, filling in as you go. One row for each trade. But you can also use this to calculate what your risk might be on a potential trade that you're looking at. So for example, if we were looking at a trade today, we pop today's date in there, let's say it was 12 o'clock, we were looking at going long on the FTSE, 7,000 is what we got in, the account balance is 10,300 from the following trade, £10 a point, our stop loss level is 6,950, and our take profit level is 7,100, and that's all you'd have to fill in, and it would give us the percentage of the account risked. So as you can see on this potential trade, we would be risking 4.85%. That probably falls outside most people's risk management rules, but it's an easy way to see if it does or it doesn't before you take the trade. Then if you finish, let's say we did take this trade and it was a profitable one, we got out at 70.80. So that was an £800 profit and an account change of 7.77%, which would be a phenomenal trade. But this is just for demonstration purposes, really. So one thing I want to go through is how it works out these figures. So the percentage of the account risk, it works out from your entry price and the stop loss level. It calculates the difference between the two. So here it will see there's a difference of 50 points. It then multiplies that by the position size and then uses that as a percentage of the overall account, which gives us our final percentage risked. The closed P&L is a similar thing. It takes the opening price and the closing price, the difference between the two, times by the position size as a percentage of the account balance. And again, this account change percentage, it takes the closed P&L and takes that as a percentage of the account balance. So that pretty much sums up this sheet here. We then have the trade summary sheet down at the bottom, and this goes through a lot of statistics based around the data you input on the previous sheet. So this side of the sheet over here gives you information on the data as a whole, so the total number of trades you've taken, the total winners, losers and break-evens, the win rate, total win rate of all the trades that you entered. We've then got the average winning trade and the average losing trade size, the largest winning and the largest losing trade size. We then have the total P&L for all the trades entered and the average P&L per trade, the return on investment, and then down at the bottom we have the average risk per trade, the average reward, and then the average risk to reward. Now this bit here uses the actual close prices, just in case you were wondering. So it wouldn't calculate this from the take profit levels and the stop loss prices over the actual trade exit price, for example. So if you take a winning trade, for example, so this one here, it will take the risk from the stop loss because that's the only information it's got to go on. But the reward, it won't use the 7,100, it will use the 780 figure because we actually realised this result. on a losing trade, for example, it won't use the stop loss figure, it will use the actual price we exited at, because as you can see on this one here, this was slightly before the stop loss price as well, so we didn't risk as much as we set out to risk, so the little calculation down here will be as accurate as it can be. Then on this side of the sheet we've got the month by month breakdown. This looks at all the same information over here but just breaks it down month by month. The purposes of this really is just to highlight to you if anything is changing significantly. For example, your risk to reward ratio might be falling, or your largest losing trades you might feel are too high and you can't see that over here because it might be masked by one particular trade. At least you can see over here the largest losing trades for each month. The only thing you can change on this sheet is the drop down over here, so you can change it to whatever year you want to look at. So we go back to 2016, we've got those two trades there, and then the one we just entered in February 2017. There is no data in these ones because we haven't had a losing trade in February 2017 yet, or at least according to the trade log. So that's why the cells are empty. But again, this updates all automatically. All these figures are calculated for you and you can just refer to them as and when you want to. And that pretty much sums up how to use the sheet. If you have any problems with it or you have any questions about it whatsoever, please feel free to drop me an email. My email is on the hello sheet just there. And I hope you find the sheet useful. Thank you very much.